I'm back. Yeah, I was talking about Super Bowls in the last video. There was one season where if I'm remembering this right, they had the Super Bowl in New York, which was unusual because usually they had the Super Bowls in like either domes or warm weather areas. I guess because they don't want weather like for the most important game of the season. They didn't want weather like cold weather like snow to affect the outcome of the game. I think. Uh, Here's a photo of Brett Favre. Underneath it says, targets quarterback Brett Favre and the Packers are learning the hard way that teams have an increased intensity when playing the Super Bowl champs. Hmm. Brett Favre looking worried there. Probably looking at the scoreboard. He was an exciting player to watch sometimes. Uh, Although he, I think he holds the record for the most interceptions. Yeah, that's not exciting. Okay, Packers are the hunted. First two games drive home that point hard. Hmm. Pack receiver recovers beautifully. Talking about Robert Brooks, ready for Super Bowl ride. Hmm. He was one of my favorite players. I'm wondering, should I read this? Because he was one of my favorite players. Um, I got it cut up. The article's cut up into three things here, I think. Okay. Um, okay, so it's only cut into two parts. Yeah, I got another article here about Leroy Butler. Butler puts the blitz on defensive strategy. We've got to get more. We've got to get me more involved. So that's Leroy Butler. He was pretty good. Uh, yeah, okay. I guess I'll read this article here because it was kind of significant, in my opinion, at the time. Flanker Robert Brooks, who missed the Green Bay Packers Super Bowl run last year with a shredded right knee, insists he enjoyed the ride as much as anybody. Antonio Freeman knows better. There has to be a void not playing in the Super Bowl, but yet your team winning, said Freeman, who teamed with Brooks this season to give the Packers two 1,000-yard receivers for the first time. Hmm. Brooks might feel that hollowness in his heart, but he's not letting on. He said that if the Packers beat the San Francisco 49ers Sunday and earn a return trip to the title game, Edgar Bennett and Craig Newsome deserve some of the credit, even though they've missed the entire season with leg injuries. Some guys are going to miss it this year, but they're still a part of the team, Brooks said. They helped build what we have right now. What we're building right now didn't happen overnight. It didn't happen last year. It happened years before when we were struggling and we were going down to Dallas and getting beat and having that bad feeling that came from those games. But Freeman said that should but Freeman said that should the Packers get to San Diego, oh, that's where the Super Bowl was that year. Brooks will find out it's not the same standing on the sideline in street clothes and hearing your name announced as a Super Bowl starter. It's like when you don't have something, you don't know what you're missing, Freeman said. But once you get it, you realize how special it is. Until we get Robert to the Super Bowl, he won't know how special it was because he's never really been a part of it, at least not in the way he wanted. After surgery, Brooks was told the basics. No, that's the wrong. Okay, because it's cut into two pieces. I went to the wrong part. Okay, after surgery, Brooks was told he could go home to Scottsdale, Arizona, but he's stuck around Green Bay, going to meetings and practices between rehab. We kept him involved, Freeman said. There were instances I needed Robert's advice. Andre Rison needed his advice. So he was there for us. He was definitely very much a part of it. He just wasn't able to play in it. Brooks was injured on a freak play against San Francisco on October 14, 1996. While blocking cornerback Tyrone Drakeford, he tore the anterior cruciate and medial collateral ligaments, ripped his patella tendon, and sustained significant bone chip and cartilage damage. That probably hurt. Miraculously, he returned to his flanker position only 10 months later and caught 60 passes for 1,010 yards, a team best 16.8-yard average, and 7 touchdowns this season. My goal was to be back in the time and fashion I've been back this season, Brooks said. Coach Mike Holmgren wasn't surprised by Brooks' comeback. Dolphins not stellar, but 2-0 is good start. I don't think I need to read about the Dolphins. Uh, that was back when Dan Marino was still there. Huh. His career ended after he got an Achilles injury, pretty much. It's already 6:56 p.m. Packers won't back down. Kind of reminds me of a Tom Petty song. Packers won't back down. Butler injuries haven't hurt teams' resolve to earn trip to Super Bowl. That's Leroy Butler. Butler's still confident. Hmm. Carter's season may be over. Oh, that's so sad. Chris Carter. That was sarcasm. He was a Viking. Injured ankle likely will halt his 110-game starting streak. Oh, poor Chris Carter. Minnesota wide receiver Jake Reed, who was benched last month, is expected to replace Chris Carter in the lineup. Carter likely will miss Monday's game with Green Bay and could be out for the season with an ankle injury. So I guess this is Jake Reed here. I think this is right there. Ken Rutgers, 12-year tackle. Young can return, but 49ers cautious. I think I might read this article. I think that I know what this is referring to. So Steve Young was one of my favorite quarterbacks. He was with the 49ers, and he had this injury, which I think this is what this is about. He got this really nasty hit. I think when they were playing, when the 49ers were playing, I think it was the Saints, but Steve Young, he was a quarterback that was mobile a lot. So I guess he was like running for yards, and he got this really nasty hit in the head. So he got a concussion from that. So I think his career pretty much declined after that. So I think I'll read this. Steve Young, sidelined the past week by concussion, received medical clearance Tuesday to resume playing. The San Francisco 49ers said in a statement that the 35-year-old quarterback, who has had 3 concussions in the last 10 months, got the go-ahead to play following a consultation Monday with his neurologist, Dr. Joseph Lacey. A brain scan taken Thursday showed no abnormalities. There was no word whether Young would start Sunday's home opener against the New Orleans Saints. Coach Steve Mariucci said Monday he would consider starting rookie Jim Druckenmiller. That's a funny name. Jim Druckenmiller for a second straight week on the theory additional time off for Young might reduce the possibility of another concussion. Young, who turns 36 next month, has acknowledged he can't keep taking damaging shots to the head and continue his football career. His agent, Lee Steinberg, said another concussion would force Young to seriously consider retirement, something which members of his family have already urged him to do. So far, Young has resisted those suggestions. A second expert also reviewed the case and concurred with Lacey's conclusion that Young could return to the field, the team said Tuesday. By cleared, it's medically safe for him to play in the game, but he still needs to be closely monitored, Steinberg said. But he's game and ready and frankly rearing to play. If it's his decision, he'll play Sunday. Young suffered the latest concussion when he was kneed in the head by linebacker Hardy Nickerson during San Francisco's season-opening 13-6 loss at Tampa Bay. The force of the blow knocked the helmet off Young's head. Well, I was thinking it was the Saints, but maybe that was another time where he got a concussion. So that was the Buccaneers. It looked like a really nasty hit anyway.